Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we would like to present to you about the effects of distance learning on children during pandemic COVID-19. Let's enjoy this video.
Our findings from this research.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So for the first part of the presentation, I will explain about the charts and findings from the questionnaire that our group has done. So our questionnaire is based on the video about the effects of the distance learning on children during COVID-19. We create our questionnaire using the Google form and it consists of three parts, which is the first, responder background, second, the perceived user satisfaction or user usability, and third, comments or suggestions. So now moving to the part A. According to the pie chart, most of the respondents are females, which consists of 60.9%, while another 39.1% is male. Next, for the age, we can see that the respondents are from two major age groups, which is 21 to 23 years old and 24 to 26 years old. Both groups represent 39.1% each. The remaining 30% are 27 years old and above, while another 8.7% are 18 to 20 years old. And for the race, the respondents are all Malay. Next, I will explain about the part B. In part B, we provided 10 questions. From the bar chart given, most of the respondents give positive answers to our question. For the first question, 91.3% of the respondents strongly agree that it was easy to find the information they needed from the video. For the second question, 82.6% strongly agree that the information was effective in helping them to know how to cope with the distance learning during the pandemic COVID-19. Next is the third question, where 87% from the respondent strongly agree that the information provided in the video is simple and easy for them to digest. For the fourth question, 82.6% of the respondent strongly agree that the video has motivated them to be more positive and able to cope with the impact of the distance learning. And for the fifth question, 78.3% of the respondents strongly agree that they trust the information provided in the video, that it could assist them in facing the distance learning. Now we're moving to the sixth question, where the 82.6% of the respondents strongly agree that the video is straightforward. For the question 7, 91.3% strongly agree that the information in the video is well organized and also clear. For the question 8, 87% of the respondents strongly agree that the video is pleasant to watch. While for the question 9, 82.6% strongly agree that from the video, they realize how to overcome the effect of the distance learning in various ways. And for the last question, which is question 10, 87% from the respondents strongly agree that they are satisfied with the video provided. Next, for the part C, we asked the respondent two questions, which is first, what is their perspective on the distance learning nowadays based on the video that they have watched? And the second question is, do they have any ideas on how to cope with the impact of the distance learning? So for the part C, we let the respondent to give their comments and suggestions based on the question given.
Hi, my name is Nur Imanina. So it's my turn to present. Did the respondent enjoy the video elements? So based on the survey feedback of this research, we can conclude that respondents are very satisfied with our video. Many of the respondents are comfortable with the content of the video. So we can see that from questionnaires, most of them agree with the information and the visualization of the video. And also we can say that this research findings are still happening nowadays due to COVID-19. So with this information that be provided, they will realize on how to overcome the effect of distance learning children in various ways. In the second question, our suggestion to improve the video. So the first is consider a visual approach. we might want to consider a more visual or image-based approach. By focusing on the visual elements, it can make easy for the users to understand the content at a glance. So this can improve the user's experience by helping them consume content quickly and easily. And the second one is make sure the content is skimmable. The internet provides people with a quick access of limitless amount of information. So, however, one of the consequences is that people expect to quick and easy. So they not want to take the time to read a long sentences or article. Thus, by this skimmable content is the key satisfying visitors. For example, bullet points and number lists can help people quickly summarize key elements.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Hanisa. So now I'm gonna discuss the important part of this assignment, which is part C. The part C question is, from this video, what is your perspective on distance learning nowadays? Overall, from the responses, I can say that there are positive feedbacks, but mostly they say that there are pros and cons in online learning. There are a few responses that catch my eyes, and I will review one by one. The firstly, distance learning is the online education that provides the opportunity to study more subjects and more flexible than traditional style. Okay, for example, when online learning, the lecturers will show recorded videos, recorded lectures, so that the students can replay it as many times as they want, and whenever or wherever they want. Okay, the next one is it gave me a few challenges at first, but after almost 3 years facing it, I realized online learning gave me a lot of benefit, such as I can excel my IT skills and I enjoy having distance learning. We are facing this pandemic, or we are living with COVID-19, and this is our 3rd year. So I agree with this, because at first we are hardly adapted to new situations and environment. The next comment is, since COVID-19 emerged, teaching and learning methods have changed, resulting in variations in the input received by students. This is because there are students who have network problems and are unable to join classes at certain times. For examples, when the teachers or lecturers are having a live meeting or live class, such as in Google Meets, there are several problems arise, such as the students cannot connect to Google Meet because of internet connections. These problems are arise when, according to the weather, such as it's raining or a bad weather, I can say, because the weather also can impact to internet connections. The next responses that catch my eyes is that, based on this video, I found that online learning methods to some extent help students deepen their sophistications in information technology or IT. This will be a catalyst for students to continue to succeed. Yeah, in 2022, IT capabilities or ability is very important, because we live in a modern society which everything using IT, such as we need to have the latest update to be connected to each other.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shafira binti Mamat. Next, we proceed with the second question, which is, do you have any ideas on how to cope with the impact of distance learning? There are 23 responses to this question. So here I have highlighted 5 responses, since some of the responses are quite similar to each other. The first response is, As for me, I think as a parent, I need to give more support to my child and always be a good listener to ensure my child is always positive. As for this response, I think the one who wrote this response could be a parent of a school child. And I agree with this opinion because is it true that children, teenagers, even university students need moral support and they need someone to hear them, to lessen the burden that they face throughout their struggle in learning, especially during online distance learning. The second response is that everyone should play their role to ensure the learning process goes well. Everyone mentioned in this response is most likely a parent, a lecturer or teacher, or a student. It is important for parents and teachers to play their roles in teaching a lesson for their children, whereas parents need to teach their children at home, while during school hours, it will be the teacher who teach the lessons for children. And children also need to realize their responsibility as students to learn and ask when they do not understand in a particular subject. The third response is stay organized. Online learning gives students more flexibility, but can also make it more difficult to dedicate time to studying. It is important for us as students to stay organized even when doing online distance learning. This is because distance learning is actually tough for every student because many students tend to stress, anxiety, and lose appetite due to their failure to manage themselves, especially their time management in doing the assignment. So, in this case, every student should learn from their past to ensure they can stay organized even in the future. Last but not least, the response is about technological skills, which a student has to adapt to new technological application as a new study method. Well, it is not really hard for young people to cope with because they grew up in technological era. It is true that nowadays almost all youngsters are advanced with the latest technological sophistication. As in the 21st century, everyone needs to learn about technology and apply it in daily life, such as the use of learning applications like Google Classroom, Google Meet, and Webex. Lastly, the response is implement a hybrid learning model that is a combination of online and face-to-face learning. A hybrid learning model is important for students to ensure they easily to understand and can concentrate on their learning. However, implementing this hybrid learning model is riskier if there are students who did not get their vaccinations and did not follow the SOP, as this will cause infections in others with low immunity. Malaysia has now entered the transition phase of the COVID-19 endemic, so we all still need to be careful and follow the SOPs until COVID-19 is completely gone, and after that, educational institutions such as universities and schools can operate as usual. That's all from me. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching this video.